Hello guys and welcome to the test ride and review of the all-new Kawasaki ZX-4RR. I've been riding it the whole day here in Calafat, south of Barcelona, and I'm gonna tell you all about this new bike.
No sooner do you think the era of under 1,000 cubic super sport bikes is over, Kawasaki starts the upcoming season with a double impact. In addition to the return of the Ninja ZX-6R, the Ninja ZX-4RR is also coming to the European market. Unusual, since such models are often reserved for the Asian and American markets, the greater the joy that we can immediately test them on the compact track in Calafat. Only in Austria is the ZX-4RR also offered in the standard Ninja ZX-4R version. This comes, however, without quick shifter with blipper, as well as with a more favorable suspension, although you save €700 for the first time. But if you want to retrofit at least the quick shifter, costs come first again on one. If you don't want to convert the bike directly to a track tool, you should definitely go for the Double R, because they make the bike really harmonious sit. The circuit was cleverly chosen because the layout suits the Ninja ZX-4RR perfectly. The circuit de Calafat can be compared to the Pannonia Ring and is characterized by short straights interrupted by tight corners, so it doesn't necessarily take a lot of power to experience joy in the saddle here. But Kawasaki's new inline four-cylinder is a sporty fellow, despite its size of only 399 cubic centimeter. The power of 77 horsepower is only available at 14,500 RPM, while the maximum torque of 39 Nm is only reached at 13,000 RPM. With ram air effect, it even becomes 80 horsepower. As it can already be read from the data, the Ninja ZX-4RR wants to be squeezed to the last revolution. Comparatively little happens below 12,000 RPM, so the usable RPM band at full power is relatively small. But that pushes to the perfect gear changes, permanently high revs, with a wonderful sound and attentive motorcycling. In other words, it's incredible fun. How the engine behaves on the highway is accordingly questionable, but hopefully we will find out next season. Full throttle twist, even more twist shift. Brake. The circuit de Calafat demands a lot from bike and rider. All the more pleasing that the Double R comes equipped with quick shifter including blipper as standard. This works absolutely perfectly and reliably engaged the desired gear during our test time. Only finding neutral took 1 or 2 attempts at the end of the turn. Small additional info: who wants to heat with the Ninja ZX-4RO over the selected Tyrolean passes can do that with pleasure. Kawasaki specifies exactly 95 dB of stationary noise for the super sports bike. Our time with the new Kawasaki Ninja ZX-4RR was limited to 4 turns of 20 minutes each on the track. We didn't get to see the country road at all, but we'll certainly make up for that in the coming season to test how this mini super sports bike performs in everyday life. Once seated on the 800mm high seat, a nicely designed triple clamp spreads out before the eye, under which the raised handlebar stubs are mounted, for a super sport high but still lower than on the 2-cylinder sister Ninja 400. With the chosen ergonomics, however, one perfectly addresses the clientele that one wants to reach with the Awaken Your Super Sports slogan. Beginners who are looking for their first racetrack motorcycle. The seating position stretches sportily over the 15-liter tank and transfers enough pressure to the handlebars to get a good feel for the front, If you want more aggressive ergonomics, there will definitely be a remedy for that soon. Kawasaki, after all, plans to run cup races with the new Ninja ZX-4RR, so the aftermarket support is going to be huge. When first mounted, the Showa suspension-equipped RR appears relatively softly tuned. After all, the aim is to achieve a compromise between racetrack and country road. But after just a few minutes in the saddle of the 189-kilogram Kawasaki, the fear of a too spongy suspension disappears. The standard setup was chosen very harmoniously and offers neutral handling. In braking phases, the motorcycle remains stable, can be relaxed into the curve, and offers a good feel for the tire. If you want, you can, of course, fine-tune the settings. After all, the 37mm BPS F upside-down fork can be adjusted in the spring base, and the shock absorber can be adjusted in compression, rebound, and spring preload. While the 3-stage traction control can be fully deactivated, that's not the case with the ABS unless you pull the safety. Although the anti-lock braking system regulates noticeably, it only kicks in relatively late. Only really very experienced racetrack pilots will be bothered by this. Otherwise, the braking performance of the 290mm double disc in the front with radially mounted 4-piston system fits perfectly into the image of the Ninja ZX-4RR. The anchors can be dosed cleanly and, thanks to the low setting up torque, also braked confidently in lean angles. While the 4.3-inch TFT unit in the cockpit is a familiar system, it offers more options than previous Kawasaki models in this displacement class. In addition to a track display that focuses on RPM gear and lap time, 4 riding modes can also be selected: Sport, Road, Rain, and Rider. The last mode offers full adjustability. In terms of power mode, full LO and traction control. Sport, Road, and Rain offer preset settings. Motorcycles with a displacement of less than half a liter are often labeled as entry-level bikes. Is this prejudice against the Ninja ZX-4RR fair? Not really, because even experienced riders will enjoy the compact package. Still, you could put this bike in the hands of a novice driver. The seating position is definitely sporty, but not overpowering either. The same goes for the braking system and its response. Finally, the elasticity of the 4-cylinder engine and the lack of pressure at low revs also suit beginners. Such an engine rarely stutters at low revs, and for strong acceleration you have to deliberately pull the tap, so you'll be hard-pressed to be surprised by the power. But it could also be that Kawasaki sells most examples to experienced bikers looking for a wild and, above all, unreasonable fun machine. A lot of drama and sound for comparatively little speed. Manufacturers often launch new models to nibble a piece of the pie away from the competition. But where does Kawasaki want to help itself with the new Ninja ZX-4RR? As with the supercharged engine concept, this small format 4-cylinder is alone in the field. Competition in the 400 cubic centimeter segment can only be found in the A2 license class, and motorcycles in a higher class, such as the Aprilia RS 600 60E, are in a completely different league. Kawasaki's statement: the Ninja ZX-4RR is the one and only in a niche that no other manufacturer serves. As we all know, there's no accounting for taste, but when launching such a loaner in the current motorcycle sky, one would have been pleased to see a look with more extravagance. Of course, development costs were saved by using familiar parts, which ultimately benefit the end user, but at first glance, it's hard to distinguish from its sister Ninja 400. So you can at least claim that its design makes it suitable for the masses. The CAR-T paint job always goes anyway. Those who want to buy a new bike for the extended summer can rejoice. The super sports bike is already available at authorized dealers. The Kawasaki Ninja ZX-4RR costs €10,249 in Austria, €9,995 in Germany, and 9,790 Swiss francs in Switzerland. Inclusion on the Kawasaki Ninja ZX-4R 2023. The new Ninja ZX-4RR is probably the most exciting Kawasaki model since the presentation of the compressor family. The 400 cubic inline 4-cylinder is a joy to ride when kept at revs and scores big points for its accessibility and balance tuning. Combined with the high-quality suspension and brake components, the result is a harmonious super sports bike that will be a real joy, not only for beginners, but also for experienced riders.
Alright guys, that's it. I hope you liked my review of the all-new Kawasaki Ninja ZX-4RR. Of course, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and we'll see each other in the next video. Bye bye.